Pat, you're a product specialist on sprayers, and you've been around AGCO a long time, and you've been associated with the Rogator line of sprayers for quite a while. Last summer, AGCO introduced the C series of the Rogator, so probably the first time we're seeing it here in Regina. Tell me about the features that I know it's been up, and engineering's been upgraded quite a bit over the previous series. Tell me about what's new and different.
Certainly. Love to, actually. Thank you for coming to see us.
Our pleasure.
We reinvented the sprayer, in my opinion, okay? I've been in the business for 42 years. I've had the great opportunity to see how sprayer technology has evolved, and I've been just excited as you know what to be involved with this, because this is all new. This does things that no other sprayer can do today in the industry. Okay, from our all-wheel drive chassis, which gives us full control by wheel of the drive system. And think about that. I mean, current technology is what they call cross drive, where you have two hydrostat transmissions, right? And two wheels are run by one hydrostat, and the other two wheels in a cross drive are run by the other hydrostat transmission. With this, you have a single hydrostat transmission. And what we do to control each wheel independently is we have sensors built into each wheel motor that then can control the flow out of that main hydrostat pump and then change what happens on each corner. So think about it. You have slippage and you have a wheel that slips. It'll physically slow that wheel down and keep checking for traction until it can go back to full-time work. In the meantime, all the other three wheels are driving you. Where with old technology, if you lost wheel rotation on one by slippage, it would cause the other wheel to lose all of its power as well. And the only way you could react to it, in the case of some of our competitors, turn on what they call traction control, which they're just robbing oil from the other part of the system. You have none of that with this. Then you take all these neat new features, because now you can have speed control. You can tell it, I want to run 10 miles an hour. Hit a button, it goes 10 miles an hour. You want to adjust it up, you can either push a button and just keep going up in speed, or you can take the hydrostat handle, move it to the speed you want to go, press and hold the button, and you're locked in and ready to go. And then you have two speeds to choose from, so you can have a main field speed to run at, and then when you come down to the headland, simply push a button, slows you down to the right speed, you turn around, push a button, away you go again.
Now,
pretty cool.
AGCO standardized a lot of the control layouts in the cabs in a lot of machines. Is that true for this as well?
Yeah, we adapted what we call AccuTerminal and technology to be able to control not only the chassis, but the liquid system and the spray control. And if it's got some dry control on there as well. So we can control all aspects of all the different things we'll do with this type of a unit.
Now, you mentioned liquid system. This has a totally different liquid system.
Yeah, we call it liquid logic, okay? Actually, it's a technology we developed years and years ago, and we shelved it, okay? The industry wasn't ready for it. We had developed it in the early days of Banville, if you remember back in those days in the 80s, right? We didn't quite perfect it back in that time, but we knew we had the ability to be able to control the liquid system much more efficiently and be able to do things to save and not hurt the fields as much, and that's what we incorporated into liquid logic. Now, give you a little flavor on that. This is what they call a total recirculation recovery system. So what it means is that I can back into the corner of the field, and I can turn on what we call a recirculation button. And what it'll do is it'll agitate all my chemical and my water together, so that when I turn on the spray switch, I immediately have chemical and water. Where with today's equipment, what happens is you back into that corner and you turn on the spray button, and you have to wait for the chemical to get to the whole boom system, which takes, depending upon the size, 35 to 45 gallons worth of fluid. And in the meantime, while you're spraying, getting that chemical out to the end of the boom, you know what you're doing? You're creating hot spots where you overburn the field, because chemical is going to work from the center out, right? So you're going to get chemical here first, and then it's going to take a minute and a half later before it's out to the end of the boom, and you're burning all the way. So you can eliminate that. The other part of it we love is what we call recovery. Okay, so I can recover every bit of fluid beyond my pump and put it back into my tank. People ask me, what do you use that for, Pat? Well, if you get rained out during the day, you got to do something with what's in your machine, right? Mm-hmm. So you either have to go unload it, and waste it down the drain or put it in your recovery system, or you have to spray it out and you might lose its effectiveness because of the weather, right? This way you can recover it back to the tank, and with our auto agitation system, you go the next morning, re-agitate it and go spraying again. So it saves you money, okay? I always use the example with the people down in the U.S. because we run into the dicamba need down there for our current chemical needs, right? If I back into a corner of my field and I use the old type of liquid technology, I wasted $120 worth of chemical in the corner of that field. I burnt the corner of that field, which is going to make it non-productive for, who knows how long, right? And so I'm doing that each time I open up a field. Boom. I don't think that makes much sense to you. So I want to save all that, and this system allows me not to waste that money and do a better job of spraying.
Pat, thanks very much. Appreciate
You betcha.
your time.
Thank you.